This is Sallust 31, lines 14 through 16 on page 285. Then Marcus Tullius, the consul, and we got siwe. Okay. This baby is a correlative. Whether fearing his presence, that refers to Catilina in the previous sentence, or whether moved by anger. When you see a passive verb form, look for the ablative, and there it is. Angered, moved by anger. Anger moved him. You can flip-flop an ablative with a passive. He, and this is going to be a stretch here, he gave habuit. Now, I know that means he held, but that's going to sound so weird because he's holding an orationem, a speech. And so our English idiom is he gave a speech. Brilliant and useful for the Republic. So these two adjectives join together and go up here and modify orationem. Okay? And he's put them on the other side of the verb because he's got to get that dative in there, useful for the Republic. Utilis is one of those third declension adjectives that often takes a dative. Now this quam here, clearly accusative feminine, singular. And as you know, the relative pronoun agrees with its antecedent in number, singular, and gender, feminine, but its case is determined by its function and its own clause. It's the direct object. He published it, written. So if we have to look for something feminine and singular, that would be the orationem. So this goes back and refers to the speech also. And this modifies the speech, am. So now we learn that he gave the speech verbally, and then he published it in written format. Scriptum. This is PPP of scribo, having been written. We just say written. Okay, there's the translation. Now, what year is this happening? All right. Well, how do the Romans mark their years? They don't use numbers, do they? They mark them by the consuls who were in office on that year. Marcus Tullius was the consul. He's missing one name. Cicero. Marcus Tullius Cicero. Cicero was the consul. He also happened to give a brilliant speech. First oration in Catilinam, which you have read. So there you go. We've got a piece of literature written by Sallust referring to another piece of literature spoken and then published by Cicero. And the oration and the coincidence of Cicero being consul happened in, where's that sentence? 63 BC. So we know that. Okay, so we can date that. What are the first three words? Remember? Quo, usque, tandem. Doot, doot, doot. Going off the page there. And then this question. Was Sallust present at the speech or not? Well, we know that it's possible that he read it because he says afterwards he published it in written form. So reading it is a possibility. It's a good possibility. But I also want to point out that he describes Marcus Tullius Cicero's motivations. Motivated by anger or fearing his presence. So it looks like Sallust has a feeling for the mood in the room. And I'm going to suggest that that's because he might have been in the room. But there's really no way to tell. So there's really no way to answer this question. Such is classics.